existential conversation with yourself. Where am I? Am I living the life that I dreamed of? Are my goals important to me? Am I living the story that someone else has created for me? Where am I unhappy? And what am I prepared to do about it? Who is in my inner circle, or your celebration circle as I call it? Because your greatness was not designed to operate in isolation. So who's on team you? Who's there to see that you win? Who's there to check you, to keep you on point with your goals and your dreams? Because they do deserve to be realized. Part of the problem is that we are going it alone. And we reward one another for that. We say, go on, girl, you got it. I know you got this. You're holding it down. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's a virtual reality. But what is really happening in your life? And only you can answer that. One of the things I think is so important is that, we talk a lot about having it all, but it's really about having what matters. And only you get to define that. So you have to ask yourself, is someone else having a say in my life over that? Or am I the author of my own story and how I want this to go?
I was going to say, so how do we differentiate between those that are truly in our corner and those that say that they are in our corner?
You know, we hallucinate. You know that. And we've talked about this. We hallucinate about those who are in our lives. Maybe we count their opinions. Maybe we don't want to offend them. Maybe we want to be next to them because we think it makes us look good. It's sort of like social media. You've got 5,000 likes. Woohoo! But what does that really say at the end of the day? So don't hallucinate. You know the people in your circle who want to see you win, who push, polish, and check you. You have to even ask yourself, am I the kind of friend that I would want to have? Because the best relationships, as a friend of mine says, are always reciprocal. So you do know who belongs in your life. You know if they're making deposits or withdrawals. That's a great place to start.
So that's part of clearing the clutter, clearing the friends, and making sure you have everything in check.
Absolutely. And you have to stay on top of it. You can't take it for granted. Again, you have to do the work. But you are so worth it. But you have to know that. When you do, you wake up every day excited to be the truth of who you are. And if you haven't tapped into that, then it's time to get still and have that internal conversation.
I was going to say, one of the things that we had talked about last year when we were in Jamaica was the beauty of having Reiki sessions. So since you told me about Reiki, I've gone maybe about 3 or 4 times. So can you just sort of explain to me how the experience is to you? Because for me it seems like a catharsis where you are still, truly still and at peace, and all of the thoughts and the energy that comes from you, it's like you feel everything.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also relaxation.
Well, it is relaxation, but it's not a laying on of hands. Many people think it's a laying on of hands, but Reiki is really about energy balance, and we don't take the time, not even to balance our personal and professional lives, let alone to get still. But Reiki allows you to get still. And what happens is through that movement, in those sessions, all of your thoughts come to fore, including those that you put on lockdown because you're not ready to deal with them. Reiki helps you even challenge what you won't confront. So I think that Reiki is a gift. I love massages like the next girl, but I do make time for Reiki. Yeah, it's really important. And if you're not a person who, if you're kind of fearful about having a Reiki session, maybe you're not really ready for all that, at least do one workout a week that engages your mind. So be it Tai Chi or even yoga or what have you, because, we kind of beat ourselves up. We've got the bar and we've got the Zumba and we're running 5 miles and all of that. And I get the cardio aspect of it. But I really do think that your vision space, your mind, your command center, really needs just as much of a workout, just as much of a mental dump, if you will, as the sweat that comes from your pores when you're running.
Okay. That's very true. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something that since I spoke to you that I've done, I've enjoyed, I've shared my experiences with other people. And that leads into my next question is people always ask me, how do I do everything that I do? Because I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm helping with my parents, I'm a business person, I'm a physician, I have 3 schools that I'm in charge of. How do I do everything that I do? But I do everything that I do because I make myself a priority.
Right.
So going back into that, how do you do everything that you do?
The same. I make myself a priority. And I spend time in the company of myself. First of all, I spend time in the company of God because that's my fuel source. I can't do anything apart from Him. But He has promised me that I can do everything with Him. So that's my first meeting of the day. Then I spend time in meditation because it's important to me to hear the thoughts that are on my heart. And to not just, I cannot operate in confusion, so I have to get still. I have to sort everything out. I have to set boundaries. Otherwise I could be saying yes 100 times a day and attending a million different things. But like you, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a friend, I'm, auntie to all the mentees that I, am responsible for touring them on their journey because I really do believe that we owe that to one another on our watch. So yeah, the first order of business is to get still with God and to get still with Mikki. Yeah, that's part of, again, owning your life. It is part of mastering your purpose with distinction. And I think that's, there are many things that we do, and I know we all want to do more. I want to see us be more. And that comes about from getting still, being on purpose, and putting that purpose to work.
And now, do you feel that you are fulfilling your life purpose?
Oh, I do. I definitely do. This is the work that I was born to do. I've really always been about service and not status. I watched my mother do this work before me. One of the things that I love the most when I taught several years ago at the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy, and when I came back, the young women began to write to me. And one thanked me for coming, and she said, I didn't know I was beautiful until you came. And so, my purpose, again, of pouring into women, helping them, grasp their inner and outer beauty, affirming us, inspiring us, and motivating us to not only be our best selves, but to recognize that each of us is a divine original, and what goes with that. Yeah, there is no greater work than to get up every day and go to work on our behalf. So, yeah, I know this is the work that I was born to do.
I like to say we have to get uncomfortable in order to be comfortable.
Oh my gosh, you'll never soar in your power zone if you don't move out of your comfort zone. But again, that's part of doing the work. And if you don't do it now, when? If you don't do it now, when? And you don't want to, that's one of the things I say. We don't want to just go through. We want to grow through. So it's not just enough to, do the work and, I'm going through this, and wow, this was quite a lesson, and I hope I never have to take that test again. But that test really prepared you for the next one. And that's how you grow. But you have to be willing to do that. God doesn't even want us to stay the same.
That's true. He wants us to continue to grow
Exactly.
and evolve and to see more than we would ever dream
More
that we
than,
would succeed
right.
and be.
Exactly. And we ought to rise every day, certainly not allowing fear to pull up a chair next to us because that holds many of us back, but to look at the achievable possibilities. And I say to go after them, faith forward. Why not?
Not face forward, but faith forward.
That's what I said.
I know.
Faith forward. Yeah, not face forward.
I had to repeat that.
Oh no, faith forward. Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I am so excited to have had you here today.
Oh, it is my honor. It is my honor. You and I talk about what we want for the best of us.
Yes.
We want the best for each of us. And so I love that we are having these conversations, that I see more and more that we are being the author of our own stories and that we are, cherishing our narratives.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
So tell me about your celebration circle, because we should all have a group of people who are around us in our lives who check us when we are not on point, and then at the same time celebrate our successes or our total successes together.
Right. So yeah, I've got a great celebration circle. I've got a sister who, oh my gosh, you know, she's checking me. She pushes me. She polishes me. She wants to see me win. One of her favorite mantras is, I want you to know what I know. And oh my gosh, does she know a lot, you know? But she's taught me that you don't have to know everything. Just surround yourself with the people who together do. You know, certainly my husband is part of my celebration circle. You know, there are family members. My sister is part of my celebration circle. My brother is part of my celebration circle. Just, you know, and they each have their own distinctions, from unconditional love to they refuse to let me have my pity parties. They remind me of the truth of who I am. They check me when I'm like not up on the job, or, you know, what are you going down that path for? There's nothing down that path for you. So, and I couldn't be the Mikki Taylor, if you will. I couldn't be the mother, the wife, the woman of accountability, if you would, that I am without them. Again, your greatness was not designed to operate in isolation. And I think that is something that we each need to take to heart and begin to curate. And that means a deliberate action. Those who surround you, to begin to think of them as celebrants. That's why in my book, Editor-in-Chief, I call them a celebration circle. The people who keep you on purpose and want to see you win. And that's good love, that's tough love, that's the love you need. You may not always want it, but it is the best medicine for you, because it helps, again, close the gap between where you are and where you need to be. And it's free.
That's true. I just love all these Mickeyisms. That's what I like to call them. You just drop a little nugget and then whew, you go with it. And I'd like to thank you very much for spending the evening with us, even if it just was like a few minutes, but just taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you do a lot, and we deeply appreciate everything that you've done for all of us, and things that some of us will never know that you've done for us as women especially. So, what I would like to do in closing is thank everyone who came in and participated today, listening to my chat with Mikki Taylor, who is an author and speaker and editor-at-large for Essence Magazine, but most of all, one of my favorite aunties.
You got that.
But if you enjoyed today, guess what? If you come to the Fit Doc Retreat, which is our second one, and it's open to men and women this year, because last year the women had so much fun.
That's right.
We felt like we needed to include the men. But it's Be the Boss of Your Transformation, October 3rd through the 6th, Montego Bay at the Half Moon Resort. And we just found out last week that the Half Moon Resort is now under the management of Salamander Resorts with Sheila Johnson.
That's right.
And for the first time, the Half Moon Resort has a Black female general manager. So,
and how much do we love that?
Oh, and we're very excited about that. As females.
Indeed, yes.
So, to hear more about Mikki and the other speakers, check out the website, fitdocretreat.com. That's fitdocretreat.com. We just gave you a little taste of Mikki, but when you come to the retreat, you're going to have her for 4 days entirely to yourself.
Indeed.
And people don't realize, sometimes people get starstruck on people's position, but when I say she is like an auntie, she did every single activity with us, from yoga to eating to sitting in the sessions to laying out on the beach. Mikki was there, and we're going to end the retreat with everyone having their own private photo session on the beach. So it doesn't get any better than that, as we're talking about being the boss of your transformation.
Yes.
So check out the website, fitdocretreat.com. We're looking forward to seeing everybody October 3rd through the 6th. Half Moon Resort, Montego Bay. You don't want to miss out on this one for men and women.
That's right.
So thank you for tuning in, and if you have any questions, feel free just to drop a line and let us know if you have anything else you want us to find out about the retreat. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.